Hi again everyone, Shane here with my predictions for match week 27 in the Premier League. It's great to be back after the FA Cup break as the season really now starts to heat up and every team is ready for the run-in. So as each game week goes on, things will get very interesting, I'm sure, both at the top and at the bottom of the Premier League. So here we go with my predictions for this week. I've gone for a 1-0 victory for Watford against Cardiff City on Friday evening. Obviously Cardiff are going through a tough time at the moment, and unfortunately I reckon it's going to take its toll on them tomorrow evening. As for West Ham and Fulham, I've gone for a 2-0 victory for West Ham, and obviously at this stage can't see any way out for Fulham. They look doomed. So there we go. On to Saturday's fixtures now. I've gone for a 2-1 victory for Spurs over Burnley as they look to keep the pressure on at the top of the league. On Liverpool and Manchester City, obviously. The title race is really interesting. So that's the way to have it, I suppose. But when you're a Liverpool fan, I'd rather Liverpool walked away with it. But well, Liverpool always do things the hard way, and hopefully they'll come out on top this season. But anyway, I'll put my neutral head back on now. I've gone for a 1-1 draw between Bournemouth and Wolves. Newcastle take on Huddersfield. I've gone for a 2-0 victory for Newcastle. Leicester take on Crystal Palace in the late game on Saturday. I've gone for a 1-1 draw. Then on to Sunday's fixtures. I've gone for a 2-1 victory for Arsenal over Southampton. And then the big one takes place at Old Trafford between Manchester United and Liverpool. It's hard to know how this game will go, in all honesty. Two evenly matched teams, should I say, these days, especially since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer took the reins at Old Trafford. They've been playing really, really well. And Liverpool may struggle if they have a bad day, and they might end up on the wrong side of a tight game. But I reckon this is going to be the way either way anyway. I put down a 2-1 victory for Liverpool, but I don't know if it's going to be the case. Make your own minds up on that one. Right, and obviously the Carabao Cup final takes place later on then on Sunday between Manchester City and Chelsea. I can see nothing but a Manchester City victory. I've gone for a 3-1 victory for Manchester City. And Maurizio Sarri, I reckon, might be sacked soon afterwards. If reports in the last few days are to be believed, Chelsea like to change their manager at this time of the season if things are going badly. So watch this space, I reckon. So there we go. I'll give you my Super 6 predictions now. 4 championship games this week. I've gone for a 2-0 victory for Leeds over Bolton Wanderers. I've gone for a 1-0 victory for Millwall over Preston North End. Norwich take on Bristol City. I've gone for a 3-0 victory for Norwich. And I've gone for a 1-1 draw between Stoke and Aston Villa. And the other 2 games are Premier League matches. So you know my thoughts on them already. So on to my fantasy Premier League picks now. I've Ben Foster in goal, along with Bennett, Young, and Craig Cathcart at the back. Mane, Redmond, Son, Salah, and Felipe Anderson make up my midfield, and I've Rashford and Firmino up front. That's it for this week, folks. Hopefully you've enjoyed my predictions, and hopefully I've put you in the right direction for the weekend's games. All the best, take care, and we'll speak to you next week, as there's another round of midweek games coming up on the horizon. Take care, bye bye from Shane.